What up, what up, what up? Welcome to Tech Teens. Well, Black Excellence at Tech Meet. I got it. Here we go. Hey, look.
Episode 23,
Hey,
Tech Team Podcast. Janita ain't here, so we
our
all fucked
co-stars
up.
out. This is what she do, but we're going to hold it down today for y'all. Coming off of a good month, man. Just, it's been a minute.
You didn't say hey to Janita or nothing. You just go straight in. We missing Janita.
Janita, we miss you today. We'll miss you today. We'll get this thing going.
Your perfect attendance streak is over, and your hand keep going in front of my camera.
She's on a business trip, but we're going to get this right, though.
Yes.
But man, so she's gone. It was the first time we haven't had her. She's going to be out for a couple of weeks.
I think your camera's very far away.
Oh.
Well, you can move it closer to you.
Oh, no, we do.
Feels like it's like
we got it.
Because it was low
We're
last
making it
time.
work, though. So, we're going to figure this things out. We're going to
we make it
have
work.
some technical difficulties this morning. But
it's early, man. It's Tuesday. We don't usually do this.
I know.
Tuesday mornings.
Yeah. But we are in November.
We are. Yep.
Coming off of a shutdown and also coming off of a good month of homecomings last month, man. So I know we were traveling a little bit in North Carolina for, A&Ts or NC States where we went to undergrad when we met at undergrad. So how was that for you?
Man, homecoming was great. Of course, I stated before, I'm one of the co-chairs for NC State Homecoming for Black Alumni Society. So we had all our events were sold out. All the events, everybody showed out and had a great time. Got some good reviews. Got some negative ones too. No, I won't call them negative. I got some good feedback. Let me tell you that. So as I take over the helm next year, I got a lot of work to do, but I'm trying to become legendary at the next homecoming with what I'm planning for everyone. Yeah. So more to come, we'll pack. Next year, we lit.
Yeah, no, it was a good one, man. I definitely appreciate the work you put in for homecoming too. It was actually, I think it was my first homecoming for NC State. Because, we always do Pan-African. So for those who don't know, going to a PWI for undergrad, there's a homecoming in the fall, but then there's like a Black homecoming in the spring. So that's when the step shows, the modeling troops, the dance companies all come together and come back for us. I never really went to homecoming in the fall, especially after pledging. So I just didn't feel the need to go twice a year. So this was actually my first one. So, my chapter, we celebrated our 45th anniversary.
Your chapter what?
Chapter Cap Office Opportunity Incorporated, my boy.
The people don't know. Y'all didn't know he was new.
They know. So we celebrated our chapter's 45th
that's dope.
year since being chartering. So it was a great moment, a humbling experience. And I got some older brothers doing their thing, got some young boys doing their thing, some young men doing their thing, man. So it was a really good feeling, really refreshing for me to get back to it and get back involved. So
it was good. Great homecoming season. Yeah, 2025 will be remembered as one of the great ones. Yeah. So
you had a lot of conversations with people?
No, because I was working. No. Conversations about you need to do this and you need to do that and I need to be here. And I ain't really get to connect like I wanted to. And most people were drunk.
Yeah.
And I don't drink.
But it's that good drunk. I appreciate you so much. I love you, bro. And it's like, you haven't seen people in 5 years, 10 years in some cases, but these are people you grew up with. Between the ages of 18 and 21, 22. And I did a drunk thing. I pulled Otis aside. And I was
I remember that. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Wow.
Because so many people was pouring into me about what I did for them and how I helped them their freshman, sophomore, junior years. And it's like, I didn't see this such a big thing, but I thought about it my freshman year and meeting you when you was a sophomore. I mean, that was, very pivotal for me. And it's like I could have met the wrong individuals, but meeting the right people who was on track and knew what they wanted to do as a sophomore in college, like a lot of people weren't ready for that. And honestly, I don't think I really was disciplined for that in that matter. So I definitely had to give my flowers to Otis in the middle of a couple of, glasses of wine.
Yeah, we had a heartfelt connecting moment.
Yeah. People
about 2 a.m.
When people talking about the podcast, they were talking about, what we're doing, watching us. And that's where it's like, we're on the right path, we're on the right track. So I definitely appreciated the people. And I thank you guys for, reaffirming that for me, making sure we're doing that and you guys are watching and listening and subscribing and just sharing our videos and our TikToks and YouTube and Spotify. So, but one thing that I did want to kind of touch on and people kept coming to me about is, chasing your passion versus chasing that bag is like, what's the right thing to do? And I'm like, where mind you, we graduated, a little while ago. So, wanting to balance your purpose, that paycheck and that peace, what does success mean for you as an individual, when it comes to chasing that bag or chasing that passion? Like for you, what do you feel like you're doing?
For me, I'm currently in my chasing the bag mode.
Okay.
It ain't about passion for me today. When I first started working, it was about,
Mm-hmm.
I love being in this role and I want to be this successful partner at the firm. And that transitioned to where the money at?
Mm.
Give me my money. So yeah, it's a balance,
Yeah.
right? Sometimes I'm chasing passion, sometimes I'm chasing the bag, sometimes I'm doing a little bit of both, a little mixed bag. But to that point, my corporate job, my 9 to
Mm-hmm.
5, I'm chasing the bag. But my post 5 o'clock businesses, face to face, tech team,
Mm-hmm.
GTV, we all are chasing our passion. Things that we actually, it'll get us the bag on the
Right.
back end,
Right.
but
Right. Right.
we're more passionate about those, things that we're working on outside of our corporate job
Yep.
than our actual 9 to 5, which I think gives me that balance because I can use that chasing the bag money to
Mm.
fund the passion projects. Like we
Okay.
couldn't afford Tech Teeth, and we couldn't afford Face
I
to
agree.
Face, and we couldn't afford GTV, our investment company that we started together. We couldn't afford those things if we didn't have the bag.
Yeah. So let's break it down a little bit here for our listeners. So we talk about the meaning of passion and the myth of chasing the bag. So your passion, doing work you're interested in, you're aligned to, or maybe holds type of values close to your heart versus the bag. Uh, you're prioritizing financial gain, stability, and generational wealth, and that's where, talking to a lot of the younger generation about what they should major in, what should they do for a career. And I have all these conversations. And I have, for those who know me, I have 7 nieces,
Mm.
some young adults and some in high school, and they're all on that path. And they know always come to Uncle Charles around certain things, and I'm like, I've been in this corporate world for some time now. I get it. It's desirable and admirable to go chase your passion, but does your passion I'm sorry, your passion, does your passion actually feed you?
Yeah,
Does
yeah.
it pay that rent? Does it do certain things?
Yeah. So to that point, right? So you got people who are like that. They always show that in the movies, the struggling artists. They're like,
Mm,
I'd rather be an artist than be rich. I would rather paint what I want to paint and make the music I want to make and not make money because I want to do what I'm passionate about. So to your point, like the younger generation are taking on more of that. I want to be passionate about what I do versus getting paid a lot of money to do something that I hate doing every day. Like
right.
our forefathers and grandmothers and grandfathers, they did work they hated doing. They were not passionate about those jobs just so they can make, it was a means to an end, right? So they had to pay their bills, they had to take care of their children. So they took on roles that they probably hated and worked those roles for decades, right? How many times we heard our grandparents or parents say they hated their job their whole life and worked it for 30, 40 years.
Right.
Next generation, like, no, I ain't doing that. I'm not working no place for 30 years that I make a paycheck, but I hate it every day.
Right.
Like there's no quality of life there.
Mm.
So I think we're seeing that shift from our parents and grandparents to us to our kids and grandkids in the future. They're going to be more about passion versus money. They're prioritizing passion over money.
Yeah, but I think, when you're growing up too, like, what is your passion as a kid though, versus middle school versus high school? So I think about myself when, again, who didn't want to be like Mike Jordan for those, and then who didn't want to be like Deion or Michael Johnson in that USA men's track team back in the day? They came out.
Oh, Mike Johnson,
yeah, Maurice Green, those guys, like they was the superstars. And I get there, and I think, there has to be a point to where, and I remember doing a mentoring workshop for a bunch of young gentlemen in high school, and literally I went around the room and asked everyone what they wanted to do. Everybody said NBA, NFL, MLB, and I'm like, do you even start here? And don't get me wrong, you can work hard to that, but like we don't.
Kobe didn't start in high school his first year.
He was also 6'6" by the time he was a senior in high school.
Right.
No, I think there's a realism to that, to where we have to guide our children and our next generation to doing things that there is a point to where you can find something you like, but also to what I tell people is make your job your bank. It doesn't have to be your passion, to what you said earlier. So you're working, chasing the bag, but you're funding how many businesses? 3?
3 at least right now. Yeah.
So, and those are your passion projects, right? And I think there's other things you can also do to get into spaces where, like for me, I went to engineering because I was good at math and science. So I enjoyed math and science. I would read a math book. That was easy for me, right? So me going to engineering was like, this is part of my passion. I know this is a really hard major. I'm struggling. I'm going through dealing with all kind of things, trying to get through these classes. But I was determined to get that degree, get a master's in it, right? And I still never did an engineering job.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
So this was like, but again, it got me to doing something different. Now I got to pivot into consulting. Like, I actually enjoyed it. I get to travel. People say my passion is traveling and this is my hobby. I did it for work.
Yeah.
So it's one thing about commuting to the office every day, and we appreciate the comments out there too about people going back remote. Yeah. Shout out to Janita and the propaganda. But no, it was more so. What was I going at this point?
You were just talking about how you did engineering, but you never did.
Oh, right. So when the consulting, I had to be able to travel, but those companies gave me the ability to now get back to the community more, right? So now we're running mentorship programs at high schools. You know, we were directors of a program for our initial company, EY, and we got to help juniors and seniors get into college, first-time generation college students or high school graduates. So I was more so involved in that than I was my job that paid me. That was more so of a volunteering effort, but there's things that can lead you to other things, and you continue to grow and evolve. You're going to change from 18 to 21 to 25. Your interests, your passions, your likes are all going to change.
So if you could have did College Map, like if you could have been the director of a program that helped teens, juniors and seniors in high school get into college over being an engineer, would you have done that?
No.
Okay.
No.
That was passionate for you. That was passion. College Map was passion.
Right.
Engineering is the bag.
Right.
You like, I want to chase that passion.
No, and honestly, and shout out to all the teachers in the world, but I know I have a lot of friends who went to go, they're teachers because they have to, not because they want to.
Some want to.
I said some, not all. I said I know some people, who are teachers right now, and they complain about their jobs, and they complain about the pay.
Yeah.
So it's like, you don't have the bag or the passion.
Yeah. So don't do that. Don't do that. Try to pick one.
No, but
do passion or the bag. Like, don't do.
But it's still value add, but it's still so needed though.
Yeah.
Like, there's so much value around certain jobs and certain roles. So, but going back to people who actually make the choices to make a decision around, do I major in something that's going to make some money, like Kanye said, or not?
Yeah. So it's funny you mentioned that Mike reference. I want to be like Mike. Hey, we didn't even discuss this in our prep.
Yeah.
But my mom, I used to run around the house singing that song. I want to be like Mike. My mom, I still to this day will never forget that. She told me to never sing that song again. She said, "You do not want to be Michael Jordan. You want to be the man who signs Michael Jordan checks." And from that moment, I decided I didn't want to be a pro anything. I want to be an owner. And I have a whole family of entrepreneurs, which I didn't realize until I was in my 30s. Like, I always looked at them as they own their own company, but I never thought about it as they work for themselves and they employ other people, and they're doing this because they love it, not because they're getting a lot of money from it. So my passion from a young age was, let's get paid, but let's also do something that's like you're owning something. So that's my passion too. That's why those side parts, like the businesses we have, I would rather be an owner than an employee, or an owner than somebody writing my checks. I want to cut the checks. So that's part of my passion too.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think growing up, like we get a lot of insights from grown-ups, adults that say, you should be a doctor, you should be a lawyer, you should be this, right? You should be that, because it pays a lot of money. But at the end of the day, somebody's like, I know a young lady, she's trying to be a doctor, but she hates blood. Like,
she hates what?
She hates blood. She can't stand the sight of blood. So it's like, well, why are you being a doctor then? Well, because I'm going to make a lot of money.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, but you're going to see. So what kind of doctor you going to be? You need to be a psychologist or something, because you can't be in the operating room if you hate the sight of blood.
Right.
But she's like, my parents are both doctors. And now I got, my sister's a doctor, my brother's a doctor, my aunts, like the whole family's doctors. She's like, if I don't keep this generational doctor legacy going, then like I failed them. And I'm like, F them. Like, do what you want to do. Like, it's your life at the end of the day.
Yeah, it is. I hear you when you're saying it's your life at the end of the day, but also too, you get to this point of, borrowing money or not being able to sustain your own life.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's kind of my concern.
That's a good point.
So I have family members who decided to not follow a certain path that they might have been directed on or guided to. And now they're doing things where it's like, well, we don't know how to help you because you're doing something that's really outside of our realm.
Like what?
So, for example, if you go to school for engineering, but then you decide to drop out of school and don't have a plan after that, it's like, well, okay, we could sit here and ask you, like, what do you like to do? But if you're seeing some some diabolical things. I don't know. That's something that you're just not used to doing. 'Cause I'm really not trying to be specific here,
Yeah.
but I think there's a point where it's like you're still dependent upon your parents, you're still dependent upon your grandparents. Like, what is it? What is it next for you? So,
Yeah.
so again, you got to think about being 21, 22. And I've heard so many people say this, like, I wish I did this in school. I wish I did that in school. It's like we're trying to get you to a point where you don't get to that vernacular. But yeah, I think it's going to be hard because you think you know what money is when you're a child, and it's like that's not money.
No,
And when again, I just saw this other day. Like we're closer to being on Snap than we are to being billionaires.
that's a good point. Wow.
Much closer.
We're closer to being on Snap than being. Dang, yo,
Think
yeah,
about that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so we're not far
Yeah.
from that. So I just
Wow.
want people to be able to. And again, I got a lot of young family members in this. I talk to them all the time about trying to give themselves the right soft skills, the right technical skills to go out there and still be successful, even in this climate. But they just want to have fun. They want to do something. They want to have fun. I'm like, what is
They
that?
do want to have fun. Yeah, they want to enjoy what they're doing.
Which
Let's
is
say
not
it that way.
Yeah, which I agree with.
Yeah, I want to enjoy what
Right.
I want to wake up and be like, if I could wake up and play golf every day, I would
get
love
paid
that
for
and
it.
get paid
Right.
for it. I would love that.
If I could wake up and do this every day and get paid for it, I'd be
That's
fine with it.
true.
And
Yeah.
get paid, more than what we are now. So,
Yeah.
and those are things that because we're giving back to the community. We're sharing our stories, but it's yeah.
I think it's other things too, right? It's the economic pressure, right? So with all the layoffs that are happening, inflation, the economy is a bust, right? Folks are taking on roles that they aren't passionate about just to feed themselves and pay the bills. So they're like, I can't get a passion job because A, it don't pay enough, or B, it ain't available.
Right.
So it's like I got to get the job that I hate. I got to work at Amazon. I got a job at Amazon truck. I got to do Uber or DoorDash because I got to feed my kids, and I have no other way of doing that right now without because there's no other roles out there, and I just got laid off from Amazon or Google or Meta. You know what I mean? So
and I think it's going to get to a point to where look, for those who have the family dynamic and structure to take care of 26 to 30-year-olds, if that's what your family's doing, that's fine.
Yeah.
Right. I feel like I should be able to sustain my family for some time, even after I'm gone. But at the same time, it's like I want to make sure like they have to be sustainable. So I just read a book a few months ago, The Richest Man in Babylon.
Already.
Yeah. So in the same way, those fathers would not pass on their wealth to their children unless they could create and sustain wealth on their own.
Right.
So I think about them like, man, we could die and I could leave all this money to Josiah, but it's like, how soon is he going to squander that playing Roblox and Fortnite?
Don't do that, Josiah, please. But that's a good point. That's a valid point. I think that's what happens with a lot of billionaires, though. Even it ain't just us, it's our thousandaires right here, right? Bill Gates and others, they're like, I'm only leaving maybe 1% of my wealth to my children, and the rest is going to charity. So they're like, I built all this myself, but you got to go get it on on your own. Like, I'm sorry, but I'll take 1% of Bill Gates' money, though. I think it was still like $100 million. Like, hey, it ain't like he only giving him a meal, but
again, if those children can't sustain that money and create more, then it's like, there might be how many lottery winners? There's a whole TV show on lottery winners getting money and then just squandering it all. So
it's it's rare that they win the lottery and keep the money and stay rich forever than not. So that's a valid point.
Yeah.
But I guess what are the pros for each path?
So a pro,
like if you take the passion route or you take let's just start with the passion route. What's the pro of taking the passion route versus the bag route?
You're taking I guess you're being fulfilled. You're happier about your day, right? You're enjoying what you're doing while you're awake.
Right.
Like that's the pro.
Yeah.
It might align you with other people who are similar. Right. So you build out a network, build out a community for people to enjoy what you're doing as well, and they can appreciate you and you can just be happy.
Yeah. I think that's the key. You're happier, right? If you have a happier life.
Technically. It's
a pro. Let's say you're not happy.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're happier. Because like I just said, the struggling artist might not be as happy as the millionaire on Wall Street.
And what's the other little ramen noodle stuff?
Oodles and noodles? Yeah, they eat oodles and noodles. But they chasing their passion. So you're right. It might not equate automatically to happier, but you might feel more fulfilled in your life. You might have less stress, right? At your job. Let's not talk about it in life.
Right.
You might have less stress doing your day-to-day
Yeah.
job, right? If I'm an artist and I make music and I can make music all day versus driving an Amazon truck, then I think I would be more fulfilled.
Okay.
Yeah, even though I don't make more money.
Mm-hmm.
I think you can also, with the passion piece, you can be slightly more impactful because you using your creative mindset to like put your stuff out there. So like people who like artists, just for example, keep going to artists, painter, Basquiat, right? Basquiat never made a lot of money when he was alive. All of his paintings sold for millions after he died, right? So it's like he did all this. I don't think he did all that to get rich, but on the back end, it happened. So it's like you might not even get to see the fruition of all your work come in your lifetime, but you were happy doing it and you felt fulfilled and your life felt like it had purpose. That's where I'm going. Like you feel like you have a purpose versus going to a job just making somebody else rich, the CEO or the C-suite or the board. You know, you don't feel like your purpose is there. So I think that's what some of the pros too. But what are some of the pros on the other side, getting the bag?
Yeah, so I think for me being a Black professional, especially in tech where we are historically underrepresented,
Yeah.
you know, I can now mentor, coach, and be around other leaders as well to grow from, right? I have several people that have always been around me and helping grow that next generation. For me, that's passion because I get to pour into other people. So that's a pro for me. So it's I'm still going to be good at my job no matter what I do. I'm going to put that energy and effort into it as if it was my passion. And then I get people say all the time, like, I don't want to go make somebody else rich or make them a millionaire. But again, there's a responsibility on me to make sure that my family's secure for the next generations to come. You know, as my parents get older, as my siblings get older, there's just so many things just to think about, right? So I can still go off and be happy and have the trips, take them on trips, give them experiences, give them opportunities. So I think chasing that bag for me, that pro is I'm able to do so much more for others than just for myself.
I like
So
that.
it's not like a more so like, again, like my passion, I'm being selfish versus chasing the bag. I can spread this wealth to everybody.
Yeah.
Or more people, not everybody.
Yeah. I think for me, it's a few pros to chasing the bag. The upside is really financial security, right? We just talked about it. So getting my 9 to 5 that pays for my 5 to 9, right? So I am now able to invest that money into businesses, into the stock market, into land, and then flip that money. So then I could go do those passion projects later. So the financial security piece is one. I have that which also equates to your freedom to choose the passion, right? So because I got a really good 9 to 5, I am free to choose the passion projects I want to do after I get off work. I think it also helps us build our legacy. Right? We've done a lot of firsts in our family, right? In our family dynamics, we've done first. And so we also build our own legacy and help our family build a legacy because we've done things our family has never done. So now we can go take that information and knowledge back to them and their kids and say, hey, this is the path forward and how you get to where I am, or even better. We want you to be better than us, not like us. So I think those are at least the 3 I can think of choosing the bag, which now when I say it out loud, I'm like, choosing the bag sounds like a lot better than choosing the passion.
I think you can do more, right? And we're not saying that for those who do choose their passion, I mean, I'm pretty sure that they're making money. There's going to be there's always going to be a percentage of the population who's going to get passion and get money. Again, whether they're athlete, artist,
LeBron, Jay-Z, they chose that. That's their passion.
That's their
rapping,
passion, right?
playing basketball, and they're billionaires, right?
A lot of people are podcasting now, so that's their passion now. So people's passions pivot again. So your passion can pivot, things can change. I think about even again we start off with talking about homecomings. So I donate to my niece's basketball teams, or I donate to the engineering programs at these schools. And I was actually selected to come in as a top donor this year. And I'm like, man, I've only been donating for a couple of years, but I made it a recurring thing out of my paycheck to donate every single month, and my company matches. But now it's like, okay, well, I'm not even 40 yet, and I'm a top donor of this engineering program at this top HBCU. So, but to me, it's like that's where I just feel good about being able to give back and do things for others in these next generations to come.
That is a huge pro to be able to give back because you do have the time to do it, but if you don't have the time, you got the money. And so for instance, I don't give I don't give a lot back of my money because I'm funding my passion projects, but I give my time. So we were talking about earlier offline, like Caterpillar's Promise. Shout out Caterpillar's Promise. It's a nonprofit that I work for here. Well, I won't say I work for. I'm the financial director for. I mean, I spend countless hours helping them for free, right? But it's helping the next generation of students and kids and children in STEAM to learn about STEAM, learn about the different career paths they can take, and help them understand, like, you don't have to be a rapper or athlete. Like, there's so many other roles out there that you can, fulfill your passion or what you want to do in life. So I'm able to give back more of my time because I have the financial freedom.
Yep.
So
and also I keep going back to it. I think from the homecoming conversations where people are at a point in their life where they have to pivot because those passions didn't work out. And that's why I say that's where the conversation started, because they were coming to me asking, well, is there anything around this that you can help out with, or anything around this? Like, I can help you kind of get to your passion, but again, my lane is really over here, and it does have some type of stretch or reach. But again, if you really want to kind of make some money and feed your kids and do whatever, you might have to go learn some things real quick.
So that brings me to one of our closing points, right? The hybrid model, right? Doing a little bit of both. This is what we're doing.
The dual path.
The dual path, right? So we're doing that. Like, we have our 9 to 5 and our 5 to 9, right? So we're doing our passion projects on the outside of our, get the bag, because we have the ability to do it. But we also, are trying to replace our 9 to 5 with our 5 to 9, right? Exactly. I would love to work on face-to-face from my 9 to 5. I work on face-to-face from 9 to 9 if I could. You know what I mean? So I tell my boys that all the time. I say, bro, if you can triple my salary, I'm quitting. I'm quitting as soon as you can triple my salary. I even got down to double now. So if you can double my salary, Trey and Vic, y'all double my salary.
Why not match your salary?
Because because face-to-face could go up or down in any moment. No, my current job ain't going nowhere. So I need them to double it so I have the financial security. Stability. Exactly. Like, I need them to, and I need to get a little nest egg before I just say I'm out of the corporate world. But I do want to my goal is to get out of the corporate world in the next year and a half, 18 months.
It's always funny, we set these stretch goals. So my goal to retire was always 45. So I still got time. So
you do. So you got a little over 5 years.
Put us on one of these platforms and we out of here.
If I can do tech team and face-to-face, if I can do those two every day and play golf, I would be happy. So, but they don't make me any money right now. So I got to keep working my corporate job. But yeah, it's a hybrid mode. Like, a hybrid approach, I think, is the best approach, right? Because you can do both. You have a little bit of both. You can have your 9 to 5, and then you get the passion projects on the side. And then one day that passion project might pop off so much that you can quit your 9 to 5. That's the goal.
Yeah, and I saw something last night too. I don't know if this is tied to it or not, but they say that America is in a debt tsunami. Have you seen that?
I have not seen that. Debt tsunami.
So we had credit card, auto loan, household, student loans, all are at record highs.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So they said total household debt is now, plus 60% over the last 10 years. Total credit card debt is up 50% since 2020. So I think there's some type of relationship with chasing your passion versus chasing the bag. Because also, too, if you chase the bag, get money, you spend more money, too.
Yeah.
So that is a correlation.
For sure.
But I thought that was a curious stat. So,
So with all that layers on top of each other, you like, I ain't got time to chase no passion. I got bills to pay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I got mouths to feed.
Right. And mouths to feed. So
I got trips to take. I got bags to buy.
Yeah. It's very difficult for a lot of us in America, especially with the government shutdown, that they're trying to just feed their family. They don't even care about that
anymore, but they still want to do other stuff. So
yeah. So I didn't even realize it was officially not shut down. I've been out of the country the last week, so I ain't even been looking at the news. But that's good.
Yeah, so, first world problems. It doesn't impact everybody.
Exactly. So, it didn't impact me at all.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that that's over. But I think the hybrid approach works if it works for your lifestyle. Because again, like you said, you might not even be able to do that.
Right. Yeah.
So, what are our takeaways for our audience for this?
There are pros to cons to each path for chasing your passion versus chasing the bag. Again, to Otis's point, neither one are wrong. It's your life. live your life however you want to. Just know that there's impacts to others that are around you. That's all I'll say. And also, I think one point I left out says I wanted to I wanted to be in a position to say no because I can, not because I have to.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
So I wanted to set my family up to say no when I can, not because I have to. So yeah, that was my takeaway from all of this today.
Yeah. Mine is like, I understand different lifestyles. If you can try to use that time outside of your 9 to 5
Mm-hmm.
to chase your passion project or projects, like even an hour a day of just learning of what you can do to chase
Mm-hmm.
that passion project. There's so many videos and books of people who are successful in whatever passion you have.
Mm-hmm.
There are people who've done it before.
Right.
No, there's nothing you can think
Right.
of that no one hasn't done yet, right? So at this point, right? So leverage that information, that knowledge, leverage people, your mentors,
Mm-hmm.
leverage your network, your community, your parents, your family, all that to help you understand like you have resources that you can use to determine like how can I get this passion popping
Mm-hmm.
without, it negatively impacting my lifestyle and my finances, and feeding my family. So I think it's just really like we always say, use that community, use your network, use all these tools, use all these resources, and just leverage everything out there. In 2025, there's no reason why you can't do what you want to do. If you have an idea, go do it. Like
it's all a grind. Either path is a grind.
Yep. So keep grinding it out.
Mm-hmm.
Keep showing out. Keep pulling up on these. And we here to hear y'all success stories. I can't wait to hear all these success stories about people like I chased the passion and got the bag. So
Love
that's
that.
the goal for all of us.
Teach us.
Yes. So with that, we will catch y'all next week, and please like, share, subscribe. We'll holla.
Love y'all.
Peace.